most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical
Together
therapist.
we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Today, Brad, you're a little busy there, aren't you?
I'm feeling strong.
Today, we're going to present the best video about gout ever made.
Oh, gout.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And how can we make that claim, Brad, that this will be the best video? Well, not only are you going to get worthwhile information from me and you,
Right.
this is a participation video. We are asking all of our community to comment below and answer one question.
What?
I'll tell you the question in just a little bit. We got to string them on a little bit, don't we?
Oh, it's one of those teasers.
Yeah, but community is stronger than the few, and you'll find out why that one question is going to help everybody. By the way, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, you want to join us on our social media channels and our website because we're always giving something away.
Yes.
Right now, go to bobandbrad.com, go to the giveaway section. We're giving away the Grip Strengthener. Brad and Bob invented this.
Whoa.
Yeah, keep it around your feet there.
Yeah.
So he's got all four bands going there at once, so you can really work your grip strength. If you want a grip of steel, this is your device. This will do it for you. You can also go to Bob and Brad on Facebook. If you want a shorter version of Bob and Brad, go to Instagram and Twitter. We got like a 60-second version of these shows.
Well, I know, but then they don't get to hear us babble on.
Yeah. Like that's a positive. All right, so when we're talking about gout, one of the things with gout, probably the most important thing if you are one that suffers from it, is you're going to want to avoid the triggers, those trigger type foods or substances or liquids. So what we're going to do, if you have had gout, I want you to comment below what triggers you needed to avoid.
Oh, sure.
Yep. And this is going to be very helpful because they list a lot of them in the readings I do, but some of them I don't think are that important, in my opinion.
So we want to get it directly.
We want to get it directly from the people. Let us know.
Exactly. Get some good feedback. You know, gout is actually a form of arthritis.
It can lead to pretty severe arthritis, actually.
Sure.
If you leave the joint, the crystals in the joint. So what we're talking about is, typically affects the base of the greater toe.
Yeah.
That's the most common joint it affects. I'm going to show where that is. It's the metacarpal phalange right here. You can see that. So it typically affects that one. It can also affect other joints too.
Sure.
And my sister, one of my sisters, I have 8 of them. So
can you imagine?
this is my favorite sister.
Oh, good.
But I'm not going to say her name. But she's got a bout of gout. I love saying that.
Oh, really?
A bout of gout. But she had it in the bigger toe, greater toe. Now she has it in the ankle.
Oh.
So she's like, okay, apparently I can't just ignore this. I got to figure out what's triggering this.
Sure.
So we're going to try to help her with that. What's interesting is it affects 90% men. So my sister's been a little bit unlucky here because it's more common in men than women. 90% affects men age 40 to 60 years old. And yeah, it's increased uric acid, and you get increased uric acid crystals in the joint. And in fact, the way to diagnose it, absolutely diagnose it, is they actually aspirate the joint, and they have to take a look at the crystals and make sure that's what, because it could be an infection.
Kind of like a biopsy.
Yeah, I would call that. So most people get better within 28 to 48 hours, and in most cases it's gone in a week. But it's very, very painful. You've seen many cases of it.
Oh yeah,
right?
yep. It's not fun.
Yeah, when we see it, people, they don't even want to have a blanket on it. I mean, or even a sheet on it. It's just so painful. So some of the common causes are dehydration, increased consumption of alcohol, inflammatory foods.
I've never had gout, Bob.
And large amounts of meat or seafood. So I'm going to give you a list of common triggers that I have read about, but I want our viewers to chime in now. This is start putting in your comments. So I have a friend. For him, it was beer.
Really?
Yep. He had to cut down, and from what I read, that is pretty common. The other, like wine and hard liquor, can also, but beer is more common.
So is it something in the beer, or is it the alcohol?
Yeah, I don't remember the substance again that was in some of these foods, but they had it, and but there's a lot of controversy about this, about whether
Yeah,
or not
it's
so that's
not
why I want to
state
hear it straight from the people.
right.
Second one, pretty common too, high fructose corn syrup. Now,
Oh,
if you ever read about this, if you follow diets at all, this is about one of the worst foods you can eat. I mean, ingredients.
sure.
If you see that on a package, you should go the other way.
And
And
actually, there's quite a few
oh, there's a lot
boxes
of things that have it. So,
yeah.
and in that case, it's more about inflammation. And I think that
Mhm.
is more of the key here than anything,
Sure.
because you have crystals in your joints all the time, and you have uric acid in your body all the time. But what makes that flare up? And to me, it's probably inflammatory foods.
So
So
this fructose
high fructose corn syrup,
is
or
feeding it. It's just like
yeah,
it's like putting gasoline on the
that's a good
fire.
way to put it, Brad.
Oh, good.
Sucrose would be the same thing. So even like orange juice or fruit juice, you're going to need to avoid if you
Mhm.
have gout. In my mind, in my opinion.
We're doing this
So
whole theory thing here.
yeah,
Uh,
if you're diabetic, you really want to, which you always do want to do anyway. You want to watch your elevated insulin, because
sure.
that can really flare it up too. And this is the one I wasn't so sure about. They said a lot of them mentioned meats or seafood. For anybody, did they find that served as a trigger
Right.
for them? I
Yeah.
want to know. So, I really do. If I were to make a suggestion to my sister, I really, which is good for you anyway, but you want to, eat a lot of green vegetables, plant proteins, beans, and things that are anti-inflammatory foods,
Right. The typical.
and that's gonna hopefully knock things down. So, we really don't need another episode of these, because you keep getting episodes. It can affect the joint, like you said,
Right.
and damage the joint and give you arthritis. So
Right. Well, no, I thought technically it was in that arthritic category.
I didn't read, but
Well, I
but,
learned that in school, long 20 years,
okay.
25 years ago.
Wasn't the cavemen who came out? This is arthritis. All right, remember, Brad and I can fix just about
Oh,
anything.
yes. Except for, but what about your sister? I want to know, how is she going to know? You got 8 sisters, and one of them's going to,
Oh, she's
they're
gonna
going to know
know.
the one.
She's gonna know, because
Yeah.
she's the one that has it,
They're all going to
and
know.
they may not know whether or not she has it or not.
Yeah, but they're all on the Facebook. It's going to come out.
All right, on the Facebook. We can fix just about
Oh,
anything.
yeah. Except for,
A broken heart,
there you go.
but we're working on it. Thanks for watching.